Warning: this video covers the removal and replacement of critical safety equipment. If you do it wrong, you can be seriously injured or even die. Do it at your own risk. If you are unsure of anything you see, consult with a qualified mechanic. The vehicle used in this video is a second-generation Toyota Tacoma. It is a 2014 TRD off-road model with the 1GR FE V6 engine and an A750F 5-speed auto tranny. It also has steering wheel audio controls and cruise control, so make sure you order the correct part if you have these controls on your vehicle. This Clockspring replacement process is basically the same for most newer Toyota vehicles, including the Tundra, the Camry, the FJ, the 4Runner, as well as most Scion and Lexus models. Before you begin, remove the negative terminal from the battery. Place it in a way that is impossible for it to contact the negative battery post, and let the vehicle sit for 20 to 30 minutes to allow capacitors to discharge and all power to flow out of the vehicle. The tools you need for this job are a ratchet with a 19mm socket, a T30 Torx bit or driver, a 3-inch ratchet extension, a small flathead screwdriver, a number 2 Phillips screwdriver, a 10mm crescent wrench or socket, a molding removal tool, and a marker. You will also need a steering wheel puller kit. This one came from Harbor Freight and the part number is 63685. The bolts that fit this vehicle were the brass colored ones. First, remove the molding on both sides of the steering wheel. Then, remove the T30 Torx screws on both sides of the steering wheel. They don't need to come all the way out, just loosen them until they disengage the horn and airbag assembly. Next, we are going to remove the 3 wires for the horn and airbag assembly. On the back of the airbag inflator, carefully insert a small flathead screwdriver under the locking brackets to unlock the wire harness. Then carefully insert the screwdriver under the wire harness to gently pry the harness loose. Remove the wires from the retaining clips on the left and right sides of the steering wheel main nut. Remove the 2 wire harnesses at the top center of the steering wheel. Remove the 19mm main steering wheel nut by turning it counterclockwise. Before pulling the wheel off, mark several positions on the wheel and shaft so you can realign it later. Select the correct bolts from your steering wheel puller kit and hand thread the puller into position. If needed, use a crescent wrench or a socket to turn the central puller shaft clockwise to remove the steering wheel. This particular vehicle does not have a tapered shaft, so the wheel came off by hand. Vehicles with a tapered shaft will require some force to remove the steering wheel. Remove the 2 molding retainer screws on the left and right sides of the steering column. Then, use your molding removal tool to gently pry apart the top and bottom steering column molding sections. There's a retaining bracket near the back of the top molding panel, so don't try to force it out or you will damage the panel. It does not need to be fully removed to do the job, just loosened enough to get a finger in there. Remove the bottom molding panel and set it aside. Unhook the 3 wiring harnesses from the Clockspring and steering angle sensor. The large yellow Clockspring harness has a unique sliding lock that has to be pushed forward to release the harness. Now you can unlatch the 3 retaining brackets on the Clockspring. They are located at the 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock positions. Remove the Clockspring and steering angle assembly. Once the old Clockspring is out, you need to carefully separate the steering angle sensor. There are a number of retaining brackets on the Clockspring housing that can be pried back with a small flathead screwdriver. Be gentle, as that angle sensor runs around $400. Place the steering angle sensor into the new Clockspring housing and install it over the steering shaft. Center the female wiring harness slots at the 12 o'clock position and leave the orange locking bracket in place for now. Reconnect the 3 wiring harnesses for the steering angle sensor and the new Clockspring. Reinstall and align the edges of the upper and lower steering column molding panels. Then, insert the 2 retaining screws. The screws require very little torque, so don't crank them in too tight. Now you can remove the orange Clockspring locking bracket by bending it down and to the left. After it breaks off, make sure you do not turn the Clockspring at all until the steering wheel is fully mounted. Thread the airbag wires through the top of the steering wheel and align the wheel with the markings you made. Once again, be careful not to disturb the alignment of the Clockspring. Per the Haynes service manual, torque the 19mm steering wheel nut to 37 foot-pounds. Now you can reattach the 2 wire harnesses at the top of the wheel, Then place the wires back under the retaining clips on the left and right side of the main nut. You are now ready to attach the airbag and horn assembly. First, position it like a clamshell, folding open downward toward your lap. Then, attach the black horn wire first. Finally, attach the airbag wires by lifting the yellow locking brackets up while pushing the black and orange wire harnesses down into position. Once they are all the way in, push the yellow locking brackets down into the locked position. Now, fold the airbag and horn assembly up into position and align it with the Torx mounting screws. Re-torque the T30 screws to 78 inch-pounds on both sides and reinstall the steering wheel molding.